Good morning. It is day 29 on the OCT, and we are just leaving camp. You can tell that the birds are angry with us. We are making our half-mile trek up to Highway 101, where we will have about a 3-mile, a little over 3-mile road walk. Maybe we'll be able to hitch for a little bit. And that is the beginning of our 20.5-mile day. This is the last of the long days. Last night was our last night in our tent for this lengthy summer trip. Last meal on trail, out on trail, and yeah, so it's a little bittersweet because we will very quickly miss it. It's currently just shy of 7 a.m. About 0.2 in. On our way up here, we can already hear the highway noise as we're getting closer. The wind has died down today, which is lovely. Sometime overnight it dropped, but with the spot that we chose for our tent last night, we only had a light breeze anyway, so it was really nice. Kind of helped to keep some of the bugs away, keep from being too warm. It was really lovely evening. We are going to be going through maybe a lot like this today. I'm not really sure quite what it's going to be like. It's going to be near the highway a lot of the day. But from what we hear, there is a lot of poison oak in this section. So, one, hoping that we can avoid it, and two, really glad to be going into town tonight so that we can shower right away and try to wash that off of us and avoid having any issues going forward. So I think I had some poison oak a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it was right behind my knees, and I went through a good bit of hydrocortisone just trying to keep the itch down while I was sleeping. So by the end of the day, we'll be at the north end of the town of Brookings, and that's the last town, the last stop before we wrap this thing up on tomorrow. All right, hope you're well and having a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Okay, we've finished our 3-mile plus road walk, which wasn't horrible. There was a decent shoulder, but it is a fast-moving highway for sure. This should dump us out on the beach here shortly, I'm thinking. We are in the Samuel Boardman recreation area, and from what we could see from the highway, there were some really nice rock features out here. So hoping to see some nice stuff today on this longest day on the OCT. All right, nice little view here. That is called Yellow Rock, apparently. And just another really cool looking rock feature right over here. That's really neat, actually. All right, we came out to the Arch Rock viewpoint, and that is a much better view than we had before. That's really cool. Nice view here of the southern coastline. All right. Don't tell anyone, but we've made it to Secret Beach. All right, we have to whisper. There it is. These are the natural bridges.
Oh, there are people out there.
Yeah, there's a trail that goes out there, but it's officially closed. And due to landslides and possible death. So we didn't go out there. And here we have the bird's eye view of China Beach, which looks lovely. Some neat rock formations out there, of course. And we are headed down there briefly. All right, we are on our way down to China Beach, but we've got a bit of a rock scramble predicament to figure out here. Job of making her way down. Throwing her poles as she usually does. For anyone following behind, that really wasn't so bad. We've, if you've ever done the whites on the AT or Sierras on the PCT, that was they are far more technical than that. All right, here we are on China Beach, just after high tide. Maybe I don't know, half an hour-ish, 20 minutes, something like that. Whoop. There's a tide alert that was here for China Beach, but a lot of the comments said that there's even basically right at high tide, there's still plenty of beach to walk on. So all right, we just took a nice little lunch break on China Beach to let the tide go out a little bit, and when the tide went out, the fog came in, so we don't have quite the view that we had when we first started. There are a bunch of rocks out there that you can hardly see now, and we're really only going about a quarter mile up here until we head back up towards the highway. Trail to get off the beach was a little difficult to spot. You kind of just have to look for the trail going up the side of the hill and then find the bottom of it. There's no marker or anything, and from down on the beach, you know, it kind of all just looks like that. Just a lot of wood debris and driftwood and things. But so we're following this now. It's going to be, apparently should be probably pretty steep event here soon, getting back up to the highway. All right, we are about to go across the Thomas Creek Bridge, which is apparently the tallest bridge in Oregon at 345 feet above the water. There's no sidewalk per se. There is a narrow shoulder / bike lane, and that's what we're gonna have to go across. We appreciate the fact that we're not walking on the road, but we're doing a lot of in and out, up and down. It just weaves out and, you know, 100 feet down, 100 feet back up, sometimes more than that, just to avoid a very small section of road. So anyway, it's tedious. We are here at Whales Head Beach. I think that's called Whales Head Beach. There's a point up above us called Whales Head View. It looks out there, probably at that rock structure. However, we can't really see much, unfortunately. We will only be here for about 0.2 miles. Most of our walking today is in the trees, which is kind of unfortunate because with a long way to go, it'd be nice to have some nice flat beach just to cruise on, but this might be the last little bit of beach that we get at all today. So we're gonna go up here, and apparently in order to get back up on the trail, it's a pretty nasty scramble uphill. So we'll see what that looks like here shortly. All right, and here's the scramble uphill that we've got to do to get back up on the trail. There was another couple with a dog that just went up and did it, so it can't be too bad. But again, having pack on your back makes it a little bit more difficult. But Java made it look pretty easy. We're descending. I guess we are going to hit one more beach before we head back up and finish our road walking into town. And we have arrived at Lone Ranch Beach. Other than being socked in by some fog and mist, it's a beautiful place. There is easy car access. There's a parking lot kind of right behind us here. So if you're looking to come somewhere and have a little secluded space to yourself, readily available, this is a good spot for it. Beautiful rock formations, and probably get some good tide pooling down there. Gorgeous. And another lovely road walk along Route 101. Fortunately, there's a pretty wide shoulder on the road and then more off to the side, so it's not too bad. And we've got just under a mile yet to go. Next leg of the journey, we are on a bike path, temporarily next to the highway, but looks like we're gonna get away from it a little bit here. And this leads down to, or past, a little campground that has a hiker-biker sites in it. If anybody is looking to stay there. Unfortunately, we won't be able to give any feedback on it as we are not staying there ourselves. But what I will say is Oregon has some great state parks, and the hiker-biker sites in them in particular have been great. So we are, I don't know, maybe a mile and a half or so from our 2 miles from our hotel. So all right, that was a long day, but we finally made it. Blue Coast Inn and Suites, hallelujah. I got 22.34 on my watch. That was a bit of a grueling day. Our feet hurt, and we're hungry, and we're thirsty, and we're dirty and stinky too. All right, we're gonna go get a room. We got to think about getting something to eat and some food for tomorrow. All right, here's the wrap up for day 29 on the OCT. Today we did 20.7 miles officially, and we had over 22 miles on our watches. I had close to 22 and a half on mine. So it was, and we had almost 4,000 feet of ascent today. And probably close. I didn't look, probably close to the same descent. I don't even know.
I don't know yet.
It was a lot. So today, well, you describe what today was like. What was the trail?
Puds. Pointless ups and downs.
Yes.
It was a lot of road walking. And we did veer off the road to go onto trail, which was lovely, going through the forest.
Mm-hmm.
But it was typically going down, not seeing really anything,
No.
and then coming right back up again.
Yeah.
So, and they were steep descents and ascents as well.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it was nice to get off road every now and then, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it was just up down for no particular reason other than to get us off the road.
Yeah,
And it added miles.
Right.
It added elevation, and anyway.
and that those ups and downs weren't straight,
Sure.
like following the road. They
Mhm.
often went out towards the coastline and then circled back in. So you're going out and down and then coming in and up again.
Yeah, but I think of the 20.7 miles of trail, maybe 0.7 was beach.
Yeah, it wasn't much at all. Yeah, when we did touch the beach, yes, it was really
Like
it's
for
okay. Well, here
0.2.
we are for 0.2, and then we're going right back
And then
up
go
again.
right back
yeah.
up again. Yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of and back up was pretty steep
Yes.
when we were on the beach.
Yes.
So yeah, we started out with a little over 3 miles of road,
Mm-hmm.
and then we hit the road a couple of times in between, but then we ended with a lot of road too. I don't even know what the last. It was
I
several
think it was
miles.
another 3.
It was somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So it was quite a bit of road at the end too. So, but I think that actually ending on the road helped our time.
Well, we can cruise on the road.
Right. So I think it was
Because
just
there aren't roots and rocks and stark elevation changes.
Right.
But
so I think it was just mentally, at least for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, okay, at least I know that we're on road. It's going to be relatively flat, and we can just go.
yes.
So and because it was by the time we got to the hotel, it was close to going on 6 o'clock. So that was 11 hours since we had left camp.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was just mentally, looking at that and like, oh my gosh, when's this day gonna end? So yeah, so that was pretty much today. I mean, we had again, it was nice to walk in the trees, walk on the dirt but that's what it was like.
Yeah.
So the 1 or 2 beaches at the end were kind of socked in with after lunch. So we really couldn't see anything anyway when we were down on the beach. So unfortunately, but that's 29 and our longest day, and
Largest
I
ascent as
think
well.
our largest ascent.
I think
yeah.
so.
If not very close to it. So tomorrow is day 30, and it will be our last day on the OCT. We are now in the north end of the town of Brookings, and we are 7.5 miles from the California border. So that's all we have to do tomorrow is walk 7.5 miles down to the border, celebrate. There's a visitor center there that we'll stop in and see what they have, and then walk the 7.5 miles back. So hopefully it'll be a good day. We'll see. It's largely, almost entirely, actually it will be for us, road walking. We're planning that out. That's just what it's going to be, and you'll see that tomorrow. So and the reasons why we'll describe. So all right, so that's pretty much it. Day 29 and almost the whole OCT, Oregon Coast Trail. All right, that's it. All right, have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.